Captain on the bridge.
Alright, captains, we are back on the bridge, and today, yes, we will be doing our second video to give tribute to First Contact Day. But captains, before we get into this video, do us a favor, like it, also subscribe here to YouTube Bridge, as we're always on the lookout for like-minded captains where we can share our love, our passion for Star Trek Online, but also things Star Trek. And with that said, here we go. Now, captains, we've already done a video here, which we'll put on screen here, which is the first in this series of videos, which is going to be similar to what we did last year for Star Trek Day. And I thought it would be kind of cool to do it also for Star Trek First Contact, because I had a lot of fun. I really did have a lot of fun doing that series. And I wanted to do this last year, but again, we kind of got sick. But with the upcoming release of the legendary Kira, we thought this would be the perfect time to do so, along with the lineup of First Contact ships being completed with the Norway coming into game. So there it is, the first video, and what we are going to do, and sort of the base of all the ships that we'll be using, is based on the ships that were there in the Battle of Sector 001. So we did the Oberth, which was kind of funny. There was 3 unidentified Oberth class ships, and it took us 3 times to finish that video. That's why we left the explosions there, because you know what, I thought that was quite hilarious. So again, captains, please keep in mind that when we do these, this is not to show anyone how to do or play Star Trek Online. This is our way of sharing our fun and what keeps us in Star Trek Online, by coming up with these sort of reasons to take out ships that normally we wouldn't. So this gives us the opportunity to do so. So the next ship up is the Miranda class, and apparently there were 2 unidentified Miranda class starships, and we go to that tab over here, and we see that these 2 ships were actually indeed in the battle for Sector 001. Right there, they were shown. I think 1 got destroyed, but as you can see there, it says here the first starship was on the starboard side of the Borg cube, firing photon torpedoes. You already know where we're going with this, captains, as the ship approached Earth. The second starship was on the port side of the Borg cube, attempting to evade the Borg's tractor beam as it targeted nearby ships, including an Akira class starship, which we will get to. Captains, we will get to that definitely as well. So again, second ship is the Miranda class, and here we go. Now, I have always had a love for this ship because I love that roll bar and the photon torpedo launchers there, or torpedo launchers, and it's was made even better when Star Trek Online did the remaster of the skin here along with the Connie. But this is a very classic ship in Star Trek, and not only that, but it's also been used as cannon fodder and jokingly named the red shirt of starships, and hence that's why we actually named it USS Red Shirt of the Fleet. It's been kind of a joke, but again, it doesn't take away of the beauty of the ship, in my opinion. I think this is the first starship I saw with underslung nacelles, and it just really does work. It really does. So, and again, we took the opportunity to definitely take this out, and we get to actually take this out twice, but we'll get into that to the next video, but we'll first concentrate on this. So what we're going to do in this video is go over the build, the weapons, space set, consoles, station, traits, DOFs, and then take it into an advanced cure and see how this ship does. And what we decided to use here for the ship was the legendary Miranda multi-mission cruiser. Well, because the Akira that is coming is a legendary ship, and it's also a multi-mission cruiser. So that's why we decided to use this, and we're going to have fun with this on the next video, but that will be coming after this. So here we go. We'll go over the build quickly here. And again, as I mentioned, this is just for fun, captains, not to be taken seriously, because I don't take this game too seriously, because it's a game. And anything that we come up with here is normally mostly 90% or more all due to just looking like a canon. We may take some liberties here and there because it is a game, so we might use things that you just can't get away from, like the visuals and stuff like that, but we just do our best here to have fun. But anyways, that said, here we go. 4 weapons is what we decided to do. So advanced fleet photon torpedo launchers. it mentioned there was 5 photons, so what we're gonna do is 5 photons. I've never seen this ship in Star Trek fire anything but photons, so we're gonna go with that. So we're just gonna use the Advanced Fleet Photon Torpedo, which you can get from your Fleet Starbase. We got 2 of those bad boys. And then we use this. This I kind of use here and there. It's a photon torpedo launcher with the spread mod. Now this sometimes works, this sometimes doesn't. I don't really care. In my mind, it works all the time. So that's all that matters. And then we are going to actually use, and again, I bought this off the exchange. And then we're going to use the Elite Fleet Journeur Photon Torpedo Launcher. And this actually comes from your colony fleet, your fleet colony. And it kind of gives you a chance to have a little bit more of heal, but it's really just there to keep up with the photon look. So that's why it is there. Again, it is from your colony fleet, something you can easily get pretty easy. Next up, for the phaser look, of course, because we know these things fire phasers, and is going to be using a phaser beam that has a proc of over. Now this has a chance to give you a beam overload. Again, does it work all the time? Not really, but in my head it does, so that's kind of what we're doing. Next up, the space set. Here we go is the Elite Fleet Intervention Proto-Mounted Reflector, again from your fleet colony. Prevailing innovative impulse engines from your competition rep. Still using the Mycela Harmonic Matter Antimatter Core, paired with, of course, the Tilly's Review pending modified shield. Again, you get this from your Discovery rep. And again, the 2-piece here does give you plus 120% hull regeneration, because that's not a bad thing. For our aft weapons, this is what we decided to do, kind of similar to what we did, or the same, what we did actually with the Oberth, but the Trilithium Enhanced Omnidirectional Phaser Beam. This you get from as a mission reward from the episode Nexus. Gives you a chance with some weapon haste, and that's not a bad thing. And for more phaser visual goodness, we're going to use another omnidirectional phaser beam, something I got from the exchange. And to help with sometimes when we're broadsiding, a prolonged engagement photon torpedo, which I got from an event as a reward, but also you can get from your Phoenix prize pack as I believe a very rare tier. And again, captains, most of these builds that we'll be doing for First Contact Day will just have kind of similar looks to them, because that's all we saw on screen. That's what I'm going for, is kind of what we saw on screen. Again, with taking some liberties here and there, because this is a game. So devices, we got some torpedo candy, plus 30% bonus projectile damage for 20 seconds. The Kobe Yashimaru transponder for its buff goodness. And plus it almost looks like a Miranda, so we have 2 Mirandas on screen, sort of. Temporal Negotiator to help our cooldowns, and Subspace Field Modulator just for some damage resistance rating. And for the consoles, again, we're going to use this a lot because it's awesome. That's all I can say. It's a symphony of phaser beam overload. That's all I can say. Experimental power redirection from the Excel 2.0, which you can get from an event campaign as your reward. Gives us plus 19.9% increased energy damage, and also 13.3 Starship weapon amplification, improves our critical hit severity with our weapons. So nothing bad, and it looks pretty darn good. Next up, we're going to use Emulating Phaser Lance. Now we're just going to use this in our head as a beam overload, but it does mechanically help our build and synergize with a trait Universal Designs to help cool down our Universal Consoles. So it's a synergy, and I've always said that as long as you synergize your build, you can do anything. So this is one of those synergies that we do love because it just helps my immersion. And it's all about the immersion. So again, you can get this from the Deimos Pilot Destroyer. Again, you can get that from the event campaign if you so choose, but it does give us plus 15.8 phaser damage, 43.8 Starship Shield Pen, which always is a good thing. And a staple of most of our things that we use here, the DPRM, because it's expensive, so we got to use it as much as we can. Or the Dynamic Power Redistributing Module, again from the Atlas, aka the Prototype Dreadnought, which you can still also get from your event campaign reward. 11.3 all damage resistance rating, plus 90% directed energy damage, so that'll help the 3 beams we have on this. And of course, maybe the consoles. But for 20 seconds, when you click this, it is plus 40% bonus damage while you're 80% hull, or at 80% hull, I should say. Plus 100 bonus damage resistance rating, plus 500% hull regen. So it is a oh crap hull healing clicky, which we like. And we are always pairing it with a point defense bombardment warhead. Again, this is one of the liberties that we take, again, because it's a game, but it has a good synergistic value with the DPRM and also with the build as well, because it does give us, well, 25% projectile damage and acute 1% critical chance. But if you pair it with the DPRM, of course, it gives us plus 33% phaser damage. So again, going to help the beams that we do have slotted here. And again, we're going to use the binaural infusion circuits from the LLaP store for the flat out 26.2 crit severity. The ferrofluid hydraulic assembly to help us not only with the maximum hit points, but also the 0.5 or minus 0.5 second shared torpedo recharge time. So we're going to be firing a lot of torpedoes. This you get from your Terran rep. The ordnance accelerator from the gamma rep is going to give you here plus 26.3 projectile weapon damage, plus 26.3 also phaser damage. So again, trying to synergize the build as best as we can. And one of the liberties that we'll be taking is the Genesis C. This actually does come with this ship. It does actually give us plus 28.5 radiation damage, but it's for the actual sort of theme, not necessarily theme of First Contact Day, but the theme of the ship, because of course we know that it did the whole Genesis thing, and this creates a little mini Genesis, so it's just going to be used there. Why not? Why not? Lastly here, we're going to go with our tactical consoles. We have the Lorcator, or the Lorca's Custom Fire Controls, for the flat 3.9% crit chance, and also 157.5 Starship Shield pen. So this is going to help our torpedoes get through the shields. Now, to round it off, we're going to use the vulnerability locators. So for torpedoes, plus 2% critical chance, plus 34.5% torpedo weapon damage. Stat-wise, this gives us 43.4% crit chance and 178.2% crit severity. Now, captains, you can see here, I did not use the hangar bay. Why? Well, because you did not see any shuttles, any fighters used in First Contact Day, so I decided I'm not going to use it. Even though it's there, even though I know it's going to improve our performance, I'm going to just like not use it. Like I said, this is kind of what I do on a nightly basis, and this is what gets me through my nightly PEWZ, so we're going to be okay with that. Not using that. So again, though, keep in mind, captains, I do have my Pendevers ranked to 600. I know I have 150 points to go max, but the reason why I do this is just to show you don't necessarily need it. It's nice to have, but again, if I decide to min-max to the fullest, I definitely will be going to 750, but for now, we were doing fine before the increase of points. We're doing fine now. So we're not going to be using that. So next up is our skills. Again, captains want to look at here. I will kind of scroll through slowly, but we have 8 spent in Eng, 10 spent in Psi, and 28 spent in Tactical. So again, nothing too different, and this has not changed for years. It has not changed for years, and we do just fine. Specialization, same thing, Intel, primary, temporal, secondary. Traits, what we did, a good day to die, superior projectile training, kinetic precision, adaptive offense, into the breach, resonating payload modification, unconventional systems, Terran targeting systems, intelligence agent attaché, and the Boimler effect, because Boimler's on board. Why not? Why not? Ceaseless momentum. For our starship traits, carrier wave shield hacking. Love this. Use it in conjunction with tractor beam to take down the shield and then get the maximum damage straight to hull as much as we can in that small little 5-second window. And plus it gives us kinetic damage as well. This is, of course, the whole theme of the build is a torpedo build, and we're going to use this to help, of course, entwine tactile matrices, or ETM. When activating torpedo spread, it applies a fire wheel 1, and when activating a fire wheel, it activates a torpedo spread 1. Universal design is what I'm pairing up with, of course, the emulating phaser lance. Apologies on that. That should be turned off. We'll turn it off now. Thought that was off, but too late. We're in this video. It's all good. It was just reminding us what we had for universal designs. Then next up, we have piercing projectiles on torpedo or mine firing modes for 15 seconds, plus 200 Starship shield pen, plus 200 Starship hull penetration. So not that bad. So sometimes we just change up the traits here and there. Nothing too serious. Because we get through the PPUs just fine. So space rep. We have torpedo pre-fire sequence. Advanced targeting systems. Omega kinetic shearing. Precision. And Tyler's duality. Again, with more hull, using Tyler's duality, you get more crit chance. So this is why we try to use things that give us more hull, just like the 2-piece Discovery space set. And again, it feeds us and gives an additional 5.4% crit chance. Active space trait here, or active space reputation. We have anti-tanglement singularity, biomolecular shield generator, deploy sensor interface platform, quantum singularity manipulation, and refractory tetragon cascade. Sometimes I use them, sometimes I don't. If you use it, better bonus for you. So Starship stations from left, right, top to bottom. This is what we decided to do. Hematite lace weaponry, distributed targeting, emergency power to engines. Of course, we have our beam fire will, attack pattern beta, and of course the main damage dealer of this build, torpedo spread 3. So we're going to be firing a lot of torps as much as we can. And torpedo spread 3 is a beautiful symphony of torpedoes. I remember using this power the first time. I was just amazed that that single ability could literally unload all the torpedoes in one starship's inventory. But it looks beautiful. So we're going to use Heisenberg amplifier, emit unstable warp bubble. These two will help our uncon procs. Reverse shield polarity. Now, I love using reverse shield polarity because it's something we've seen on screen, or at least a concept on screen. So yeah, we're going to use it. And it recently did get a buff. So yeah, why not? Give it a little bit of immunity when we're using it. Of course, recursive shearing to stop hitting yourself power. Tractor beam. It's going to synergize with our carrier wave shield trait. Take the shields down, scramble sensors, and of course, delayed overload cascade 3. I like the big booms, so we're going to keep the big booms. So next to our dupes, so 2 on ground helping us in space, Neil Falconer, more damage versus BORG. I know it says increased damage versus BORG on ground, but this actually does help in space from what we're being told. And plus he's going to help us, so why not? And plus he was there actually in First Contact, so now, yeah, that's the thing. Elder Maligaton, space increased damage versus all. And for actual space doofs, this is what we have. We have 2 energy weapons officers, one giving us a chance to stack crit severity, and the other a chance to stack crit chance when we fire energy weapons. 3 projectile officers, 2 of which gives us a chance to stack crit severity when we fire projectiles, and we are firing a lot of projectiles. And then of course, 1 to help us with a chance to reduce the time to recharge torpedoes. So again, more torpedo pew-pews. And lastly, Brad Boimler, because yes, he's here. And toxic clouds from torpedoes, because why not? You really don't really notice it, but it's there. So there you go, captains. That is the build. And this is the ship that we're going to be using. And yes, I just took a selfie because that is some nice looking angles of the ship. So we're going to take it to our Cure Advance, and just like what we did with a lot of the videos that we use Cure Advance to do our PEWZ, we're going to go to the left docking station, try to get rid of all the cube there and all the little Borgy bits there. Get the ships while going to the right that are heading towards the Kang. Destroy the right side, and then go to the center, and then clear out everything else, and then ready for the assimilated carrier. So objective obviously is to finish overall the actual TFO, but to also protect the Kang and hopefully not have its health, shield, or whatever go below 75%. So that said, here we go. Again, captains, just remember, this is all just good and fun. We only do this because this keeps us engaged in Star Trek Online, and again, gives us a chance to take out ships that we normally just put in dry dock. So here we go. Let's see how we do here. Oof. I never get tired of seeing ships warp out, really, captains. I really don't. So here we go. Let's do this. The USS Red Shirt of the fleet will get its revenge on the Berg on this day. We'll do that. Get that out. Put that up. Start our here. And call out the other sort of looking Miranda-esque ship. And here we go. Let's see how we do here, caps. That. Here, have a Genesis seed too as well. Take that down. There you go. Try to take out this as well. Take that out. Then, of course, take these out. So we're firing at it from behind. Try to take these out as well. There's Deloitte Overload Cascade doing its thing. Try to get to the Kang in time here to negate some of the fire. Protect it as best as we can. Second torp spread here. Oof, that's a lot of torpedoes right there. Maybe reverse shield polarity, because why not? And this is going to help keep our hull up. And then we're going to wrap around here to make sure there's nothing else here, but there is, so let's take care of them. Boom, still get that. Kang still looking good at 100%. We're going to try to keep it that way. Already take care of this. There we go. Another Borg Raptor there. Let's make sure we take care of it before we head to the right here, which is our objective. Some torp candy. Torp spreads. Why not Genesis seed? Take the cube down. Boom! That went down a lot faster. And yes, there's a Genesis seed there because why not? Here you go. I think we even took the sphere down too as well. That's there. Awesome. Let's head over to the Negvars heading over here. There we go. Some torp spreads, why not? Woo! And fire it well. Love the sound of photon torpedoes firing. I really do. We're going to concentrate next here on this last dock station here. Use our buffs. There you go. For it is what do we have left. Shields down. Reverse shield polarity because why not? Torp candy. Some Genesis seed. Why not? We can launch it. There you go. Boom. Oof. The USS Red Shirt is definitely getting his revenge on the Borg today. And there's that Genesis seed again. And there you go. Look at how she did. Much better than the Oberth. Look at that. It's a beautiful visual there of that Genesis planet. It's awesome. Let's hail the Kang, tell her to get out of here so we can finish this TFO. There we go. And we'll just wait here, then use our remaining buffs to take out this last remnants of the Borg in this TFO. Let's go. Start right there early. Buffing as much as we can. Take the shields out by getting closer to it like that. Oh, it's not actually working. That's fine. For shield polarity, so we can keep our hull above 80. There goes the carrier. Now we just get rid of everything else. Just like that. Oh, you're lucky. I was going to use the Symphony of Beautiful Beam Overloads, but we didn't get a chance to. So there you go, Caps. That is how the USS Redshirt of the Fleet did. It definitely got its revenge on the Borg. And yes, right now, before we leave this map, guess what? We're going to take a, say it with me, Captains, selfie. And Captains, just in case you don't know what a selfie is, that is a ship selfie that we love doing. One of the things that we love doing here in Star Trek Online on the bridge. So let's leave and then, of course, give our conclusions. That was fun. Every time I can take a ship there and take down the Borg, it's always fun. And like I said before, Captains, please keep in mind, this is just for fun, for my immersion that I just love to share with you Captains. Because you know what? Over the comments, over the years, it seems like you Captains have the same fun as me, which is just good. But anyways, that is how it did. Captains, this is our second video in the first contact celebration. And again, we have more ships to do. The next one up, actually, still, we're going to be on the ship. So look out for that. Hopefully we can get these videos in once a day. If not, we will try to get them in as soon as we can. Captains, do us a favor. Like the video. Comment below. Let us know what your favorite ship is that is you see in First Contact. And of course, subscribe here to the YouTube Bridge. And we will leave it on this note.
Live long and prosper.